Hi, everybody. My daughter called me today and was saying that my son, who is actively using meth, is was crying and asking her to make him an appointment to a psychiatrist because he needs to be on medication because he's hearing voices and seeing things. He thinks there are demons in the cupboards in the bathroom. Um, and I, I told her that unless he gets clean and gets off the meth, there's no sense in thinking medication's going to fix him. I went through the same thing in my addiction. I went on every antidepressant on the market and it didn't work because I was putting chemicals in my body. I was dope sick every few days because I didn't have money to buy freaking dope. And I was up and down. I was, you can't get better mentally until you get clean. You can blame all kinds of stuff, but until you're clean, your mental, especially like meth, being up for days, being high as fuck, all tweaked out, it has the same mental effects as schizophrenia. Hearing voices and seeing things is the same as schizophrenia. I did meth. I didn't ever do crystal meth, but I used to do crank, the powdered meth and bath salt. But I didn't stay up for days and days at a time. I had an Ambien prescription that I took and I slept. So I didn't get that psychotic lack of sleep stuff. I mean, I just didn't. I didn't have it, and but I saw people that did, and they were lunatics. They were crazy as fuck from the drug and from not sleeping for days and days and days. As a mother, I'm heartbroken, but I can't, in good conscience, advise my daughter to make an appointment to a psychiatrist or to get on a medication. What I can and what I did advise her to do is to tell him he needs treatment. He cannot continue to use meth. He shoots it. He puts it in his veins. And he's a balls to the wall addict. He will do more and more and more and more and more till he's insane. You can't do it. You got to get clean. And you're not going to be able to do it yourself. That is the biggest lie we tell ourselves as addicts. I'll just do it myself. I'll wean myself, or I'll just start going to meetings and I'll just bullshit. Very rarely can anyone get clean on their own. I tried every way, shape, or form. I tried buying bundles and weaning myself. Yeah, that didn't last. I ended up doing it all the same day. I'm going to buy these bundles and I'm going to use it over a couple of weeks and I'm going to wean myself down and I'm going to do this. No. It's insanity. You cannot control addiction. You can't do it yourself. You can't do it with kratom. You need treatment. And they're just the cold, hard facts. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you ever did in your life. And it's not going to be comfortable. Getting clean, it's the hardest thing. Staying clean is a lot easier than getting clean. Getting clean, going to treatment, It takes a lot. You have to really know that you want to change. You have to really know that you'll do whatever it takes for victory over your disease, over your addiction. You have to be willing to do anything it takes. That means leaving your children in the care of someone else and going to treatment. That means leaving your job and going to treatment. That means anything. You got to be willing to drop everything to go to treatment. That is the only thing that's going to work if you're an addict like I am an addict. If you were in bad shape like I was in bad shape, and you're the real deal, the real addict, you got to go and get help. If you put your job before it, you're going to lose your job eventually. If you put your kids before treatment, you're going to lose them. It's just the way it is. If you really want to change, you will. There's only one outcome. If you don't, that's death. People say jails, institutions are death. I don't believe that. Because my son was in prison and he was still using drugs. People in institutions still use drugs. So the institution's not going to stop you. Death is the end at the end of this road. You're no different than anybody else. You will die. He will die if he doesn't stop, my son. I am not going to sugarcoat it. Anyway. So I know this is a bleak video, but I have to reiterate the seriousness of the situation. And as a mother, I'm brokenhearted and I'm scared, but I cannot allow someone, my 30-year-old son included, to disrupt my peace of mind. He's got to come to this conclusion himself. He's got to make the decision himself to get clean. I tried to help him. And he was lying to me, and he was deceiving me, saying he was going to go into treatment after he got out, that he hadn't used in 2 years, which was a lie. He'd been using the whole time in prison, and he had no intention of going into treatment when he got out. He was only telling me that so I would continue to send him money. He's admitted the whole thing to his sister. I haven't talked to him. He got out in December. I've been devastated that he played me like that. But that's, you know what? That's untreated addiction, and I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't. I did the same exact thing. I lied and I manipulated. So, I'm not going to take it personally. I refuse to take it personally. That's what we do as addicts. We lie and manipulate. He's no different. But anyway, I know this can be a triggering time of year. Everybody's partying. It's warm. It's party time. It's, and it can be tempting to relapse. But stay strong. This time of year will pass. It all will pass, and you will still be clean. Brightest blessings, and God is blessed.